Hi everyone, Leanne here from Jaded Blossom, and I have a quick card to share with you today. Hey everybody, I'm using the Glasses dies, the Slimline dies, the Mushroom in My Heart stamp set, the Cloud stencil, and the Kwai Mushrooms stamp set. So I went ahead and already stamped these out and colored them using Copic markers and a Secure White Jelly Roll pen and a number 10 to give some highlights. I'll have the colors listed on my blog. And that is a card base made out of Smoky Shadow cardstock. That's 8.5 by 7 1/8 and scored at 3 9/16. And there I'm using buffalo plaid paper from Cartabella. It's their 12-inch line. And I'm just going to be sticking it down with ATG tape using my ATG gun here. And like I said, the card base is made out of Paper Tray Inks Smoky Shadow. So I'm just lining that up. Those are my Slimline dies from Jaded Blossom. So easy peasy stuff as usual. And I'm just sort of running my bone folder over there. So now I'm taking the white piece, that's Paper Tray Ink white cardstock cut with the layer from the Slimline dies, and I'm using Speckled Egg Distress Oxide ink and the Cloud stencil, and I'm just making a cloud background. And I kind of start at the top and work my way down from there. And you'll see why, because I make a few boo-boos here, and you'll see that it was kind of good that I started at the top. So what I do is I cover up the holes with some Post-it tape, and I flip the die around as I go down. So I'm just, making myself a nice cloudy background. And I love using Distress Oxide inks to do this in Speckled Egg. It's kind of my favorite right now. It's kind of what I like going for. There we go. So I hope everybody had a really nice Christmas vacation. I know we did. And, obviously we didn't have our big parties, but my son and daughter were here. My daughter lives here still because she's in med school, and my son lives alone, so he was here. And also my mother, who also lives alone, was here. And, so they were here for a quick or a nice dinner, not a huge one like I normally do, and see, this is why I go top to bottom. See, now I've got some boo-boos going on the bottom, and no one will ever know, except for you and me. I left this in, of course, because I try to leave my boo-boos in so everyone sees that everyone makes mistakes, and you can still roll with them. Don't throw out your card. Just keep on going. Persevere. So there we are. So now I'm going to stick down this cloudy background with my ATG gun again, ATG tape. And I'll, center it on this buffalo plaid background. It's kind of like a brownish shade. It kind of went with the Copic coloring that I did on some of the mushrooms. So that worked out. There we are. So you'll see there's my boo-boos there. That's all right. So now I've taken some ripe avocado cardstock, also from Paper Tray Ink. I used the rectangle layering die that's in the Slimline dies, and the sloped or the hill die that was in the same die set. And now I'm taking Distress ink in Forest Moss, and I'm just inking up the edges just to give a little bit of definition, because I did do some shading on my Copic coloring on the mushrooms. So I thought I might as well, bring a little bit of shading in here too. So that's what I'm doing. And you'll notice that it pretty much covers up the boo-boos. I've got one on the upper left, but that will be covered by a mushroom, so not so much of a problem. So now I'm just going to apply this to my card base again, using my ATG tape. There we go, and I'm just going to line it all up. And what's nice about this is it's kind of, gender neutral card, which is nice because I find the guy cards are the hardest to make. And I know that's kind of sexist, but I just find they just are for me. I find the girly cards so much easier to make than the guy ones. I try not to get too, I make it a little bit more minimalist if I can. Try not to make it a little bit, try not to make it too fussy. But, since that's kind of my style, it's hard for me. So now I'm using that stamp. You'll notice I'm using my Misty stamp positioner. And I stamped with VersaFine Onyx Black ink. And that stamp came from that set that I mentioned earlier, the Mushroom in My Heart set. It says, "It's your birthday, have fungus." So now I'm going to be sticking down my mushrooms using my craft tacky glue from Simon Says Stamp. And I'm going to be just sort of, putting them together in a pleasing manner across this card. Now you'll notice when I did color these images, I cut them out using my Brother Scan and Cut. I always use a Brother Scan and Cut it out with a 0.4-inch border. I love how it cuts out stamped images. They're fabulous. It's my favorite. So that's what I do. And my die cutting is always done using my Gemini. So, I don't show you that I'm doing that because it takes up so much room. It's on my other table over there, but I always use my Gemini. So there we go. And I love how these mushrooms turned out. I think they really have a lot of dimension. Like I said before in the past, I'm not much of a, I'm not a professional color or anything like that. But I really liked how these turned out. I brought in color, darker from the edge and moving to lighter to give it kind of a rounder look. I don't know. I think they kind of turned out. So there we go. I'm just trying to get these arranged nicely. Now I use my Stampin' Up! Dimensionals too to pop up the odd one. Give it a little dimension. Dimension is always good in cards. It, makes your eyes move around, and I think it looks great. So that's what I was doing here, just adding a little bit of dimension. And that's about it. So like I said, hopefully you had a nice Christmas. I know Jaded Blossom will be coming out, has a release in January that's going to be fabulous as usual. And I'm looking forward to showing you what I make for that. There we go. Just adding the last of my dimensionals. I cut my nails, so I have no way to grab all these little backs off. It was a real pain. So there we go. So I'm using my EK Success tweezers just so I can move them around and get my hands out of the way. There we go. So now I've used the glasses dies, and I cut them all out using my American Crafts black cardstock. And I'm going to be gluing them to each mushroom with the Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky glue again. And I just love putting glasses on inanimate objects. I don't know. It just looks so cute, making them look like little people. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm making it look like these mushrooms have gotten together for a little party. So, and I love the glasses. As I've told you before, glasses are my favorite. I love to add them to things. And Jaded Blossom finally gave in and got me some glasses to use. So I'm loving putting glasses on everything. Those ones look like little 80s, those 80s sunshades, which are kind of fun. And the cat's eye glasses, who doesn't love those? They're just bloody adorable. So there we are. So I'm just trying to add a little bit of glue without, getting it all over the place. As it does dry clear, but there is a bit of a sheen. So you don't, excuse me, I'm yawning. It's in the evening here, so I'm getting old. I'm falling asleep sitting here. Anyway, so I'm adding my glasses. Like I said, you don't want to have glue oozing out all over the place because you will see it, and that never looks good. So I'm trying to dab it off on my Stampin' Up! Pad there that I work on, at least for videos. There we go. And then now I'm adding my last pair, and these are the heart glasses. How cute are these? I just love them. So bloody cute. There we go. So I'm adding my last pair of glasses. And don't the glasses just do something? I'm telling you, they're so darn cute. I love glasses on things, especially on mushrooms. You just can't beat how cute that is. Just too darn cute. So now I'm adding the centers to the star glasses. I'm going to make them look like shades, like sunglasses, which is fun. There we go. Excuse me, I'm yawning. Now I'm using the Pico Embellisher in the color Shimmer. And I'm just going to add that to the glasses just to give them a little bit of shine and a little bit of glimmer. And I don't know, I think it adds something. So I'll add it to all the glasses. I sort of show you some of them, not all of them, but that's what I'm going to do here. And I love it. It's just so bloody cute. Isn't it cute? I just love these mushrooms. They're so darn cute. Oh, there we go. So I'm just adding some more shimmer. So what's everyone looking forward to this new year coming up? I'm looking forward to getting vaccinated against this COVID. I'm looking forward to most of us getting vaccinated so we can get out and do the things we used to do. I really miss going to the show. And I know that sounds selfish, especially with, so many people that were so sick. And believe me, I feel for you. I can't even go there, how terrible it must be. So I can put up with not going to the show because, there are more important things in the world. But I'll be glad when we can get back to doing normal things again. Let's just put it that way. I'm filming this the end of December, and we're currently in a lockdown for 2 weeks over Christmas, or after Christmas, I guess. They decided to do it in my city. So, only out for the essentials. I haven't really been anywhere. It's like there's no point. Nothing's really open anyway. So, and it's cold out here. I live in Canada, so it's like I'm not really missing much. So I've just been hanging out at my house, getting groceries from, our family and my mom. That's about it. That's about all. I've kind of lead a boring life these days. The husband is still working from home quite a bit. My son works at the hospital, so he works 12-hour shifts, and he's an RN. And my daughter's in med school. So, and she'll be graduating this coming year here in 2021. There we go. So, I love how these look. I'm just trying to clean up my little boo-boos with my skewer. It doesn't make everything perfect, but it does clean up, what I can anyway. And like I said, I'm just going to make sure I have these glasses all nice and shimmery and shiny, because that's the look I was going for there. There we go. Super cute. Gotta love it. So now I'm adding Nouveau Crystal Drops in ebony black, and I'm just going to be adding little eyes in each pair of glasses. That's what I'm going for. So super cute. Gotta love it. And I'm just adding the little eyeballs in each pair of glasses. Easy peasy. And there we go. I actually thought of putting Google eyes in there, but I thought, no, I've done Google eyes before. I'm just going to do my standby, my favorite, my Nouveau Crystal Drops. There we go. Now I also go ahead and add them to the sunshades because they just look kind of weird without having eyes behind those, those little slots. There we go. So now I'm using my Nouveau Crystal Drops in Simply White, and I've made a little blob of it on my paper, and I'm picking it up with my bamboo skewer, and I'm just putting a little tiny droplet in each corner of each eye, just to give it a little bit of like a highlight, make it a little more alive looking. You know what I mean? And this is super easy to do. Now you could do it freehand, but I am not that steady. So I like using my bamboo skewer. I find that I have a lot more control that way. And there we go. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Kind of cute, eh? Anyways, thank you so much for stopping by, and hopefully we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.